So, Krystal, what are you taking a look at today?
Well, like the stimulus checks before them, the child tax credit has officially reached meme status.
So I got my first child tax credit payment today, which means the government has officially paid me more child support than my baby daddy ever has.
Camera so fat you can see it from the back. Go babies, go babies, go babies, go babies.
You gon' make me need bill, know that. Caught even with your friend, you ain't even have man lying on you. Know that, got me.
So according to Vox, hashtag child tax credit and hashtag child tax credit 2021, those both went wild on TikTok with tens of millions of views each. As you may know, the child tax credit provides parents with $300 per child under 6 and $250 for kids 6 to 17. So if you've got 3 kids, you could be getting a max benefit of $900 per month, and that is real money. What's more, the credit is not just for low-income families. It starts phasing out at $150K for most married parents, which means that some 88% of children in 39 million households are going to benefit. That matters a lot. The fact that comfortably middle-class families will receive the benefit makes it much less likely that it's going to be welfare queen to death. So knowing all of that, shouldn't be all that surprising that the sudden infusion of cash to millions of moms and dads might provoke a bit of a sensation, especially when you consider that the people who will be helped the most by the money are also the people who have been the most routinely screwed over by a corporate-run government that consistently protects the interests of the wealthy over the many. What's interesting is that usually on this show, we think about culture and we think about material politics as being totally separate. Here, and also with the stimulus checks, you have a collision of culture with populist economics. The very visible and widespread nature of the program made it into a cultural moment, the type of thing that normal people are talking about in normal settings, not just weirdos like us, and that is actually really powerful. In fact, cash politics as culture could be exactly the thing to combat the shiny objects and sectarian silliness of our typical culture war battles. Democrats are certainly betting on the power of cash. For now, the credit is temporary. Biden's COVID stimulus included just 1 year of funding for it. The proposed reconciliation package, they're talking about funding it through 2024. And that date, by the way, not an accident. Effectively, the Biden administration and congressional Democrats, they want to create a kind of household financial cliff for the 2024 general election, forcing Republicans to either back making the tax credit permanent or get hit over the head repeatedly with the fact that they plan to take money out of the pockets of 39 million households, just as probably Biden, is running for re-election. So cement and endorse a big Biden win or take an extraordinarily unpopular position. That's going to be the choice offered to Republicans. As one Dem strategist told the Daily Beast, I can all but guarantee you Democrats are going to tattoo it to their foreheads, and not to do it would be criminal. So a sort of natural experiment is being set up. We know Republicans are going to run on being a bulwark against critical race theory, cancel culture, and cultural liberalism in general. They might dust off the old Tea Party era anti-deficit rhetoric too, but clearly the energy in the party at the grassroots level is pure culture war. And I may wish it were otherwise, but these cultural freakouts, they're pretty powerful. When politics has not worked for a long time to actually improve material well-being, it collapses down to culture war. Which team pisses off the people I hate the most? Who can at least yell into the void in a way that I find satisfying rather than enraging? But I do think that Republicans forgot one important lesson from their near miss back in 2020. A lot has been made of Latino voters in particular shifting to the GOP. Puzzled journalists took themselves down to the Rio Grande Valley to find out what exactly was going on there. And one of the answers that they got was pretty straightforward. Residents got a stimulus check with Trump's name on it, and that seemed pretty good to them. One former mayor told the Wall Street Journal that after the stimulus checks, he started to see memes of Latinos holding out their hands to Papa Trump for money. If we speak in the language of memes, he said, there were a lot of Trump as this fatherly figure who was going to help you. Not only that, Pelosi and the Democrats, they may well have been punished by voters for playing games with stimulus checks leading up to the election, something we talked about a lot at the time. And McConnell and the Senate Republicans may well have been punished by voters in Georgia for blocking another round of checks. These are all budding signs that cash politics could truly reign supreme. One hallmark of the neoliberal era has been making government policy as Byzantine and non-obvious as possible. Everything's means tested, everything's loaded down with paperwork, and just frankly really confusing. Technocrats loved to create these programs and benefits that you didn't even really know you were receiving. Obamacare is a pretty good example of that. A whole lot of people benefit from the program without having any idea that they're actually benefiting from the program. So even when the government might actually be doing something for you, it can be kind of hard to tell or extremely onerous in order to claim that benefit. Checks are the polar opposite of that. They are in your face to the point of being a cultural sensation. And maybe, just maybe, fighting culture war with cash culture war is exactly the way out of an endless sectarian hellscape. This is the test, Sagar, because it's going to be... Hey guys, thanks so much for watching.
That's right. Just as a reminder, you can become a premium subscriber today. Watch the full show completely uncut, our reactions to each other's monologues. You get to listen to it. You get to ask us questions, all that good stuff. Link is right there in the description or at breakingpoints.com.
Best of all, great way to say screw you to the mainstream media.